All right. We got culture, marketing. Let's get into it. So culture and marketing. We talked about what you do, who you are, why you do it, how they could get started. Very important here. We're gonna go into this a little bit later, but I just want to briefly talk about it now. Hook, story, offer. How do you stand out from your competition? How are we gonna make sure that we're not just selling what everybody else is selling? What we want to do is make sure that we pop, and the way we stand out to everybody else is by not just saying what we do, but explaining the process that we take the customer through. So you don't want to be able to just say, hey, I do photography. You want to be able to explain a process in a way that you do things that allows people to go on a journey with you. So, hey, I'm a specialist in landscape photography. I turn quality homes into visionary ideas. Something like that. Something that makes you stand out from just a commodity and somebody who's doing what everybody else is doing out there, and actually turning you into a unique selling proposition, because you're not just selling what you do, you're selling the outcome. So let's write that down. What you do by selling the outcome for the client. So whatever, if it's a product, let's say you have a product, or you got credit repair, or you're a registered nurse and consultant. What I would do is like that. Like I would say, okay, want to learn how to grow your registered nurse business from 0 to 100K? Let me show you my 4-step system to do that. You get what I'm saying? So you taking what you do as a registered nurse, but then productizing it and saying, this is the outcome that I'm going to help you get, what I've been able to achieve or what I've been able to help others achieve, is the same concept. So same thing for credit repair. Hey, let me show you how to get an 800 credit score. This is my 4-step framework on how to get an 800 credit score. Now, first you got to do this, second you got to do this, third you got to do this. It could be the same thing that everybody's doing out there, but because you're packaging it and saying this is the outcome, you're selling the outcome, everyone else is selling the tactics. Very big difference in the marketplace. When you start to sell the outcome and not the tactics, people are going to want to pay you more because they're not paying you for all the technical stuff. So when I was selling websites and I was doing websites and automations and all that stuff and content for people, a lot of times we were getting paid a little bit of money because we were always selling the service we were doing for them directly. Hey, I could build your website, a landing page. Oh, how much is that? $1,000, $2,000, whatever would I could just close right there for the service. That was the game plan. I was just trying to hustle. But once I started to get around these 7, 8, 9-figure entrepreneurs, I started to understand that the outcome is what they're selling. They're selling you, okay, I'm going to help you get to 800 credit score. I'm going to help you get that house you want. I'm going to help you get that car you want. I'm going to help you get that business you want. You see what I'm saying? Whatever it is that your product or service offers, you have to be able to take them from where they're at now, because they're in a painful spot right now. That's why they're looking for our service. That's why they're looking for our product. They want what we got, but now we have to take them from where they're at now to where we're going to take them to, where they want to end up, which is hopefully where you are or where you've helped other people get to. You get what I'm saying? And this is the very important part. When you say what you do not say I do DJing. No. I create monumental experiences at weddings. I create monumental experiences at corporate gatherings. Whatever it is that you do, put some sauce on it, make it proprietary to you because you created a formula around it. And now that makes you more powerful. We're going to go into that, into my 0 to hero framework. That's going to be coming up in an hour. I'm going to go deep into how we build this out for your business, but I want to get through this part first. So what you do next, who you are. When you talk about who you are, you're not talking about, okay, my name is Chris Mateo. I didn't even do an intro on me. I'm going to talk a little bit about me later on, but I'm going to go into that in a second. But who you are is very important as far as what are your passions. So I'm going to write this down here. What are your passions, your pain points, and your big wins? So when you're talking about who you are, you want to talk about your passion. So my name is Chris Mateo. I'm super passionate about music, about marketing, about scaling and growing businesses. That's what I love to do. I get real geeky into the automations, marketing, website stuff of it. That's really my thing. I struggled. My pain points is I struggled coming up. Me and my cousin were trying to promote our music, promote our businesses, but we couldn't find ways to make it profitable for us because there just wasn't enough information out there. So there wasn't enough people giving the information, and there wasn't enough reliable resources to tap in and execute the information once I got it. So those were my pain points. I wanted to create solutions for those pain points. And that's why I created my agency, to be able to solve these problems for the people that are like me, the creatives, the visionaries that want to solve big problems. So what we've been able to do is create content, create automations, websites, and systems for these 7, 8, 9-figure businesses that allow them to scale and grow. And I'm very thankful that we were able to do that even for our own business, getting our music and our music and our performances heard around the world, doing to festivals, have our music played in European radio and all that. So the goal is here to really expand what you think of when you say who you are. A lot of times we just say from a personal perspective, we're talking about, oh yeah, my name's Chris. You know, I'm about to be 30 years old. I got a wife and I live in Atlanta. That's kind of like who you are. And I do marketing. That's kind of who you are. But those broad terms will not get you results. Go specific, talk about your passions, talk about your pain, and talk about your big wins. And now you're going to relate to them on an emotional level. You're going to relate to them on a trusting level. You're going to relate to them on a, hey, this guy's like me. This person's like me. This woman's like me. This product or service is for someone like me. And it's a very important distinction that a lot of people will not get results on their content, on their ads, on their funnels. And it's just because they're not harping in on their pain points, on their problems. Because when your customer, especially from ads, especially from funnels, these are cold customers. As business owners, a lot of times we get stuck on referrals. So our business runs on referrals. 99% of the time where people are referring, hey, I got a client over here, I got a gig over here, I got this opportunity. When you're doing online ads, when you're doing online funnels, you are talking to a cold audience, completely brand new, never heard of you. The only thing they're aware of is their problem. Okay, I'm going to say that again. The only thing these people are aware of is their problem. So when they ask you why you do it, you answer your biggest problem, the same problem they probably got. So I'm going to give you an example for me. My biggest problem was 2012. I graduated high school. I wanted to, I had big dreams. I wanted to be like Disney. I wanted to be like Tim Cook and Steve Jobs. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. At the time, I'm trying to figure out if I was going to go to college. It was my dream to go to UConn. I wanted to do all these things. And my right after I graduated, my godbrother from high school passed away right after I graduated high school. And it was a very tough time for me. I didn't know what I was going to do. My cousin Kenny, who's my business partner today, wanted to make music at the time. He was quiet, chubby kid. People weren't believing in his dreams. I wanted to make sure that he had a platform. I wanted to be able to help him build. So I wanted to do the business marketing side while he did the creative, did the music recording, the videos, the graphics and all that. And I was supporting the business. So my biggest problem was at that time, I didn't know how I was going to grow this business. I didn't have no budget. I didn't have no connections. It was just me and my cousin trying to sell music out of our backpacks on Instagram and our trunks. When I tell you the problem, I started to address the problem of the marketplace. I started to, when people would take a picture, when people would buy merch from us, our brand is all about positivity, good vibes. It was a lifestyle brand. And everybody always knew me as the kid that was doing the parties, having a good time, always without everybody. So I used that as my leverage. And what I started to do was tell everybody, aren't you tired of being around a bunch of people that are talking about bullshit? Aren't you tired about like all the stuff where like you in rooms and that no one's actually developing the thoughts and moving everybody forward? And then that's how we positioned our music with Kenny. He always had positive, uplifting music that you wanted to listen to in the morning when you woke up. So that was our daydream sound. That was our thing. And that was the lifestyle. The brand was like, you're supposed to feel like you're on a beach. You're supposed to feel like you're relaxed, flip-flops, chilling. So the whole goal is to create this lifestyle so that now we are the antithesis of their pain points. Their pain points is, I don't want to go to work. I want to work for myself. Their pain points is, I don't want to go to school. I want to learn what I want to learn, not what the school wants to teach me. So they're the rebels that want to do it their own way. They're the dreamers, just like us. So that's why we named them the dreamers like us. And then we identified their problems that we had and called them out. and said, this is how we solve those problems. So how did we solve the first problem? We didn't have no connections. Well, we went out and made connections. We went to every single networking event. We were at every single party. We were at every single opportunity that was free or paid. We was there in front of the people that we knew we needed to impact to get us results. So that's how we ended up getting on tour. That's how we ended up getting into news channels and into different things, because we were in the right rooms with the right presentation, talking about our story, talking about who we were, talking about why it matters and why they should have us on their platform. And now understand this, news channels, blogs, influencers, all of these places, they need content. They need you. They need to talk about something. So if you have a compelling story, it's just like, who doesn't want to talk about the person that is on a mission to change the world? Who doesn't want to talk about the person who has a unique product or service that no one's ever heard of or never ever produced before? These are the things that these places want to talk about. Whatever news channels, start locally. When you get these local wins, you are going to feel different, I promise you. We started getting into the local newspapers, into the local news channels, and that started to build the momentum, build the confidence, getting other markets to talk about us and hear about us and allow us to go and scale into those markets. So this is how you start to build your machine, your public relations machine. You're in the right places, you have your right story, and then this is the last part for the culture piece here, how they could get started. What do they need to do to take action? What do they need to do to get ready and make moves? So when I'm talking to people at live events, or I'm talking to people online, whatever it is, if you are not clear with your directive of the call to action you want them to take, you need to be clear. It's all about being very direct and clear with what you want your customer to do. So, hey, I want you to click the link in the bio. I want you to put your name, email, and phone number and get started today, right now, with this program, this free thing, this whatever that thing is that you want to do. Make it very simple and a direct thing that you want them to do. I want you to go put your name, email, and phone number here. I want you to DM me the word credit. I want you to DM me the word this. Whatever it is that you want them to do, you need to be able to be very direct when you say how they could get started. For me, it depends on where I'm at. If I'm in a room with high-level entrepreneurs, the thing where I'm always going to try to get started is getting them on my calendar. So the first and most important thing, I never leave a room without getting that person's name, email, phone number, and Instagram. On the networking side, there's so many hacks. Like I'm telling you, adding the Instagram and email is such a tip. I never used to do this before, and it helps you scale and grow so much faster, because now people have multiple channels and relationships with you. You might not text everybody. You might forget. It was an important event. You were supposed to text them, whatever, but you didn't do it. You might not email everybody, but you probably might follow everybody, or they might follow you. So now they're seeing you there. Then when you do email, when you do text them with an offer, with an opportunity, anything like that, now they're already familiar and remember from when they met you. Another hack that Daniel put me onto was taking a picture and a selfie with people. So like, hey, I just met Kat at the event. Let me take a quick selfie, send it to her, and send her my email, my Instagram, and now she got my phone number because I just texted her. So now from there, we just built instant trust, instant relationship. When I hit her up on the next message, she's gonna see the first message that was a picture. You see what I'm saying? So then now, instant remember, oh, she was mad cool. She put me on the game. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me click the link at least. Let me check out what she got going on. Let me figure this out. You see what I'm saying? So this is the way you network professionally. Your goal, and this is a very big goal that I now follow strong because of Mr. Daniel Dickey, is 5 people minimum. Every room you in, every chat you in, every group you in, on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you at, make it a mission to not leave that room without getting 5 new contacts, following 5 new people, having 5 new people follow you. Whatever it is that you got to do, build relationships. And the more you do this, it's going to stack up very quickly. When I tell you this helped me scale my business multiple 6 figures just by adding this one strategy of I cannot, and it's uncomfortable. I want to be clear. I'm an extrovert. I love to talk to people, but just like everybody else, I'm human. It don't feel comfortable when you're in a room and you don't know people. And it definitely don't feel comfortable when you're in a room with big ass celebrities and influencers that are way smarter, way more confident, have all the flyest shit on, and you're just in here like a regular human being. Trust me, it is not easy. But at the end of the day, I'm here to grow my business. At the end of the day, I'm here to make money, and I know that what I got, they need. It is a disservice if I don't do this. It is a disservice if I don't put them on to what I can bring to the table. So always come in leading with service, leading with skills. What I always do, I don't like to tell people I'm an expert. I like to show people. I'm a creative. I like to see the work. So a lot of times people will be out here, they'll talk about 100 different things. Me, I'd rather have 100 physical products in my house that I could show you that I've done. You got to show the work. So let's just say what does that look like? A credit repair, here's 5 examples of people I help delete things off their credit report or boost their credit report by 100 points. Here's 5 different events that I made lit through my music, through being a DJ. Here's 5 different coaching clients that I help execute their registered nursing business or their small business agency or whatever. All of these using the examples, and you could be an example. Always remember that. Your story, your life, your stuff is a case study. But you have to separate yourself from as a scientist and the case study. So now you're not looking at yourself, because it's hard as entrepreneurs, it's hard to look at ourselves and say, oh, I'm an example of what I'm trying to do here. But if you stop and you look at it and you say, okay, if I'm not Chris, I was a digital marketer, right? Just a digital marketer, not Chris. My name is Bob, and I'm looking at Chris's story, and I'm looking at Chris's case study. How could I show my framework, my stuff, my example of the outcome that I'm trying to get through my life, through Chris's life? Oh, well, look, Chris did this, this, and this. Chris built a culture. He knew his story. He knew his logo. He knew the audience he was going after. Chris knew the content he was making. They made videos. They made music. They made podcasts. Chris knew the community he was building. He made a Facebook group. He called them something. He made a name for them. He gave them a mission. Then he knew how to make commerce. He ran ads. He did the funnels. He did all those things. Oh, Chris did the 4 C's. That's an example. You did the 4 C's. You did your version of that. Whatever that is for your business, for your credit repair, for your consulting agency, write that down and now use that as a case study, and then use the next 3-4 clients that you did the same thing for after that. And now you have a little booklet of case studies. Now you got 4 to 5 case studies and saying, hey, look, I do this type of product or service. I do this type of product or service. Because the thing is, it don't matter how much of an expert you are, they're always going to want to know, can you do it for me? You want to be able to hit your niche. It's really about you make more money focused on one niche and trying to really assure them that you're going to make sure that their end product is good than you trying to sell 5 different type of businesses. I will pay you more money. If I knew you were the corporate event expert, I'm paying you double, because this is what you do. But if you the miscellaneous DJ that does the Lil Juan party down the block and you do the Google party, I don't know where you fall in the budget. You feel what I'm saying? But if you only doing Google events, I'm only paying Google prices. So this is part of your branding and your marketing is your price. Very important. I'm gonna write that down. Price is marketing and price is branding. So a lot of times as small business owners, we get stuck on competing for commodity prices. That means we're trying to compete with Walmart. We will never win. Walmart is bigger, stronger, more infrastructure, got 100 years in business. You trying to sell the product that he got on the shelf for $5 for $5.50. It's never gonna work. It's never gonna work, because you know why? Because Walmart already got the customers in there. So Walmart could literally sell that product at. I used to sell bread to Walmart with my family, right? We used to sell bread. Everywhere else we sold bread, the bread was $2.50. At Walmart, the bread was $1.89, guys. Everywhere else is at $2.50. How can ShopRite, Kroger's, and these people compete when they're charging 60 cents less for the same loaf? And now imagine doing that with all the products, because they don't have no customer acquisition cost. Okay, us as small businesses, we have customer acquisition costs. We have to pay to get leads. We have to pay to get customers into our business. Walmart doesn't have to do that, because there's a Walmart 10 minutes from every single American in the world, in the country. So they could literally from wherever they at, 10 minutes pull up to Walmart. We don't have that type of access to customers. We don't have that type of access to retail space. So they can lose margins because they're not advertising at that level. If they get one person to go into the Walmart, that one person is buying 150 products before they leave Walmart, right? Whatever the marketing thing that they got made them 1,000x. You see what I'm saying? Because they paid $5 to get the customer to come in, but the customer average cart value in Walmart is going to be like $200 minimum when you go in there. I go in there for $10. I end up spending 100. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of this is part of the plan. the price points for them, the low price points is the marketing, right? Because why are you going there? Great price. That's part of their marketing. But why do you go to Gucci? It's not great price, right? It's the branding. It's the quality. It's, oh, this is a $5,000 jacket. You could go get the $50 jacket at Walmart. But this is the $5,000 jacket. This is the one that got the Supreme on it, that got the Louis Vuitton on it. You know what I'm saying? This is different. People notice. When you walk in and you say, look at my watch, and they see, oh, okay, he's different. He's not doing regular shit. That's branding. That's price marketing, because you've outpriced all the competition, where now they already assume your price makes them assume you're the best. If you got the highest price, you have to be the best, because the lowest price is not the best, right? If you cheap and you got low price, you automatically not the best, right? But if you got the highest price, even if you second to highest price, they still thinking he's close to the best. like he doing something right. He charging $20,000 for a funnel. What does he do? What is that funnel? Because I heard funnels, I could get them done for $29. So what is the $20,000 funnel get me? Because I could get the $5 t-shirt at Walmart. What does the $5,000 Louis Vuitton shirt get me? I want to know. I really want to know. I want to walk in the store. I want to feel the experience. I want to know the difference. And this is something you guys have to do as business owners. Go to Walmart, buy the $5 shirt. Go to Gucci, buy the $5,000 shirt. Go home, touch the materials, wear them outside, see the experience, and tell me what people say. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what your experience is like. And now imagine that being your product and which store you want to go into and what environment you want to be shopped around at. Because my goal for my clients is always Gucci. Because you're never going to be able to outspend Walmart. But because you're making Gucci numbers, you're able to outspend anybody else between Walmart and Gucci. You see what I'm saying? So all those brands in the middle of Walmart and Gucci, I could spend more money than them on advertising to acquire my clients, because I have a high ticket item versus a low ticket item. If I'm selling $5 t-shirts, it's impossible for me to spend $100 on ads, because I'm out $95 if I don't sell a shirt. You see what I'm saying? But if I'm selling a $1,000 t-shirt and I put $100 on ads, I still got money to make. I can still spend another $500 and still make profit off of that one t-shirt. This is the business of advertising and marketing through your price. So the biggest thing everybody here that's in this program needs to understand is start high and go low. You start high and you work your way down. So DJ BOD, I'm talking whatever the biggest, highest paid corporate DJ is charging, I charge $10,000 for an event. That's where you need to start at. That's where you need to be competing at. That's where you need to source. Who is he getting his equipment from? Who is his team that's backing him up with is he including videos? What is he doing? How is he doing those gigs? What do I need to do those gigs? And now you say, okay, let me take this framework and do that. So what we do is high ticket price points to start. Now, the reason you want to do this is, like I said, one, you're going to start marketing yourself in a whole different category. Now, everybody else that's the $1,000 gigs, the $500 gigs, the $100 gigs, they're not even looking at your page no more. You're not even getting your time wasted with the tire kickers and the people that's going to be asking you for all this work for a little bit of cost. Now, the people that are the high ticket, they're looking. They're checking out. Oh, what's the results? What's the story? Now it goes back to everything I said before. What's his story? Why is he passionate? Why should I work with them? Why does it matter? What's the results that they've done? Are they an expert in what I do? Can they get me results? Okay, cool. When you start speaking directly to people, and I'm talking very direct, listen, I know what your problem is right now. You got a 500 credit score. I know you went to go get that car and you got denied. I know you went to go get that house and you got denied. I know you're trying to start a business and you got denied. Let me help you. Let me help you get this 150-point increase so you could get to 650, and in less than 45 days, you could go get all those things that you wanted. Would that be nice if I helped you do that? Of course. I do DJ music. What am I doing for an event? I'm creating an entire experience. I'm transforming those memories for a lifetime. I'm going to play all the hits that your parents knew, your grandparents knew, and the kids knew. All generations are going to have memories of this event due to my music, due to my impact. This is what I got people calling me from 5 years ago saying, yo, that party you did when I was 18 was the legendary. That's what I do. Now you're not a regular DJ, you're creating moments. This is how we start to take ourselves out of, I'm selling a commodity, I'm selling a t-shirt, to I'm selling $1,000 product. I'm selling something that is way above market asking because I've shown my value through my story, through my passion, through my pain points and problems, and I've showed you how I solve those problems. So when Gucci sells a shirt, what's their point? Oh, this is handmade, Italy, the finest cotton. Walmart's not saying none of that. That's why it's $5, right? You got to emphasize the details. High ticket means high detail. They paying you to think and look for the things that they haven't thought of, that they don't know of. So the difference between $1,000 and $10,000 is the person that I pay $1,000 for, they're going to do the job. Let's say it's cutting grass. I pay $1,000, they're going to cut the grass. The person I pay $10,000 for, they're going to think about, yo, you got weeds growing on the sides. I'm going to actually cover those for you. Your bushes weren't looking too good, so I trimmed those as well. And in the back, the hedges weren't doing too good, so I took care of that. That's a $10,000 attention to detail product and service versus $1,000, I'm just cutting the grass and I'm leaving. So this is very important when you talk about, even with you, with catering. That's the levels of detail, how you presenting the product, how we giving the taste points, or walking around with the hors d'oeuvres, having people walking around with hors d'oeuvres. All of that is part of the psychology of when you go into a Gucci store, or Apple store, it's clean. Just being clean. You looking clean, your business looking clean, your product looking clean. That's already a high ticket demand price. You see what I'm saying? The $1,000 DJ coming in looking like $1,000 DJ. The $10,000 DJ coming in with a bow tie on, looking like he about to make $1 billion with you. Different levels. You want to think of it like that from your customer's perspective for every product or service you are doing. Yes. So repeating the question for you guys, she asked, when is too much personal stuff type of stuff when you're talking about business and branding, right? So I'm going to tell you a story of what changed my life and changed my entire business. Yeah. So for me, me and my cousin went to a Damon John conference from Shark Tank, right? So we was hyped. We thought we was going to go meet him, all this type of stuff. He wasn't there. It was his team. But it was still a revolutionary, life-changing event. So what happened was we went to the free event. They upsold us. We paid $3,000, went to the live in-person workshop similar to this, right? And in that workshop, one of his head team members was like a genius marketer, all this type of stuff. Two things that changed my life in that workshop was, one, the guy put me on to Think and Grow Rich. So that was the first thing. He put me on to Think and Grow Rich, and that changed my entire life as far as listening to that book, changing like everything, my thought patterns. And he made millions and millions of dollars, and he said that was the book. Damon John says that's the book. So that was like the first foundation of like, I need to build off of this book. Then the second piece was, on the last day, we had a pitch contest, and I was pitching our brand, our merch, our CDs, our music, and our lifestyle, right? So long story short, I go in, I tell them the story. Hey, we do music and merch and lifestyle branding, and our whole thing is to have positive vibes and encourage people to live their dreams. And at the end, I said, and our goal is to, end suicide by helping people make money doing what they love. And he said, hold up. Why did you end with that? And I said, what do you mean? And he said, you said that at the end, but you didn't say it at the beginning. He said, just like that, he stopped me and said, you need to start over and say it again from the beginning. I said, he said, why didn't you do it? And I said, I don't feel comfortable saying that. At the time, never talked about my god brother passing away. At the time, never talked about suicide. At the time, this was one of the hardest subjects. I talk about it, I would tear up. It would just be a hard situation for me. He said, if you would have started with that, I would have immediately bought in, because I have an aunt in a situation similar that went through a similar thing. So instantly you would have caught me with my emotions. I would have been tapped in with you, and now I would have been going on that journey with you of your product and your service. But because you throw it to me at the end, it was more of like a caveat, and I don't really have the emotion to go through the journey with you. You see what I'm saying? So this is when you start telling your why, like why you do this and why you're in your purpose. Like when you talk about you loving music and like you talk about how you see the music, That's gonna make people want to pay top dollar. Because your story is now, I'm paying for someone who went deep on this. I'm paying for someone who has passion and purpose for this. So all of your problems, all of the pain points, all of those things become the purpose, become the passion, which become the profit. You see what I'm saying? We cannot get to profit if we're not talking about our purpose and our passion with our products. You bundle the passion, you bundle the purpose into the product. And now the product is the way they support your passion and your purpose. There was a long time where like people didn't know how to support me and Kenny. Because we was like, okay, we're doing music, we're doing merch, we're doing production, we're doing this. So people would support us in different levels, but they weren't sure of like what's the best way to tap in and really support. When we started doing bigger packages and making events and doing things like that, that was when we started to see bigger opportunities. That was when we started to see people taking more action and building with us, because now we were showing them a combination of all the purpose, passion, and products that we have and how we could create it for them and how we could do it for them. So along your journey, a lot of times we go through many different things, but we don't productize or place those things as like, what's the benefits? So we go through painful times in our lives, and we're like, damn, I chunked that whole time as like, that was one of the worst times in my life, right? But in real life, one of these guys that I follow, super genius guy who worked at Google, was the head of innovation, talks about at Google, they would ask people like, if you could go back and delete a memory that was like the worst case scenario, like the worst thing that ever happened to you, you could delete that memory. But if you deleted it, everything else would delete after that. Your relationships, your friends, all the knowledge, the wisdom, the grit that you got from all that would be deleted. Would you keep it or would you delete it? 99.9% of people said they would keep it. They would keep that tragedy. They would keep that painful time because it's helped them become the person they are today. And when you understand that most people are yearning for that conversation, yearning to talk about the trauma, yearning to talk about the pain, and then now you're yearning to give them a solution that they never had before, that they never had a conversation this deep with someone on, it changes your entire life. When Kenny's shooting content, we're talking about content. It's different when content changed our life. We're not shooting your video and your photo. We're talking about from real life experience. This changed our life. You need to do this video. Like this could help you 10x your business. You see what I'm saying? Like you talk from a place of passion and purpose, people feel it and they invest in the product. Because this is the cool part. When you're doing that, now you're confident. Who the fuck is gonna tell you your story's wrong? Who's gonna tell you your pain, your purpose is not enough? It's not worth it. You see what I'm trying to say? We gotta get out of our own heads thinking of that's what's gonna happen, because we think I'm gonna tell this and the world is not ready to hear this and they're gonna deny me. What happened to me after that day, I went home and I practiced. You can ask my wife and Kenny. I would practice with them, saying the story. At first, it would take me 10 minutes to say the story because I was so bad at putting my words together, trying to describe it in a proper way. So I felt I wasn't disrespecting my dead god brother. Like all of this stuff was difficult. And when I tell you, it made me cry, it made me hurt, but I did it. Then I started doing it in front of people. First, it was just my family. Then it was other people. Then we did an open mic at Bridgeport University one time, and I did it in front of 20, 30 people, all young 17 to 18-year-old kids who suffer of anxiety, suffer of depression. And when I tell you 5 kids came up to me afterwards, crying, hugging me, telling me how much I changed their life just by my speech, I knew I was doing the right thing. I knew there was no other way. I knew I couldn't go back. You see what I'm saying? And that was the confirmation that God gave me to double down, triple down, get better, make the story, get better at public speaking. It was all the things that we are scared of is the things that God is testing us to see if we really want it enough. All the opportunities, all the dreams, all the stuff. There's people out here, guys, online. Like, I don't know if y'all know this, but there's a lady out here making like $1 million a year selling farts in a glass. I'm not even fucking around with y'all. If this lady could do this shit, sell farts in a glass, bro, this shit is crazy. Fart spray. They sell fart spray. Think about this shit. And then we sit in here overthinking, like, why can't I make money doing something as needed as DJing, as needed as coaching, as needed as marketing, as coaching in the registered nurse space, as coaching in the credit space. These things are really needed. These people are selling farts. You selling something that's needed right now, but you don't have enough marketing and story and passion and purpose behind your product to make it stand out, to make it go viral, to make people talk about it, to make $1 million off of it a month. I'm gonna give you everything you need in these 3 days so that you can execute at that level, because you have it already. I have it already. The only difference of Chris 5 years ago, making $20,000, working at a fucking bread truck from 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the afternoon every single day to grow my dad's business and make no money. The only difference between that person and this person is so fucking confident. This person is so fucking sure, because I've made so many damn mistakes. I've gone through so many painful things that have fucked me up, that when I know I'm gonna build you a funnel, I know it. I don't gotta guess it. I don't gotta say maybe. I don't gotta say, oh, you could get it. No, this is what the fuck I do. I'm confident. I know who I am. And that's why I get 7, 8, 9-figure businesses to believe in me, because I believe in myself more than they do. And that's the first problem as business owners. We don't believe we could charge the price. We don't believe we deserve it. But let me tell you something. Who has invested more in your business than you? I always like to do that, because I come back. I used to wrestle, right? So I come back to wrestling. Who's putting in more gym hours than me? Who's putting in more time on the mat wrestling than me? You got to think about that for yourself, because we always looking at all the people ahead of us and saying, oh, but so-and-so is, making $1 million a month, and so-and-so has got 1 million followers. But you ain't seeing, you've been in this game for 10 years. You got all the equipment, all the connections, all the resources you need, and you focused on so-and-so that's a million miles ahead of you, when there's about 1,000,005 people behind you that don't know how to do half of the things you do, don't know how to get half of the results you know how to get. And you so focused on the people ahead of you, you ain't turning back to feed the fan behind you, that they're going to help you get to that next level. Everybody that's behind you is going to help you get to the next level in front of you. But you have to be able to automate it, systemize it, and create a system so that you don't get pulled back. That's the key. That's the key. We sell high ticket, so we can't necessarily sell to everybody below us. You see what I'm saying? Your high ticket allows you to get paid by your mentors. Your high ticket allows you to get paid to be in the rooms you would have paid to be in. Your high ticket allows you to get partnerships and resources with people that you could have never done if you were charging Walmart prices. What's the barter for a 7-figure earner? Oh, my t-shirt costs $5. I'll give it to you. My t-shirt costs $1,000. I'll give it to you. What's more valuable to the 7-figure earner? It's still the same product. It's still, you still got to produce it. You still got to do it. It's just how you value it and how you give it to them and how they receive it because of the way you presented it. I'll give away a $20,000 funnel for free to a nonprofit, to someone I believe in, to someone I'm building a relationship with. But now they value me at $20,000. They're not valuing me at, I'll do your $100 funnel. I'd rather do it for free. Don't be out here charging $25,000 and have the $100 offer on the same level. Like, oh, the $25,000 got 3 tweaks to it, and that's it. No. That's not what we do here. Everything under $5,000, let's say, is all automated. It should be all automated. It should be lessons. It should be frequently asked questions. You got 10 years doing this stuff. You should have a course on all the mistakes that they do at all the events. Yo, you don't have a photographer, a videographer. You don't have this. You don't have that. Think about it. Every single person on this call has been at one of their industry events that's been the best that they've ever experienced, right? We've all been to an event in our industry that was like, yo, I wish I could do something like that. Like that type of DJing, that type of coaching program, that type of live conference. I want to do something like that, right? We all know that experience, but yet we don't create it. And yet we don't say, I will pay $5,000 for that. Let me make the $5,000 and charge that them. I've been to it. I know what it takes. You've been to it. You did it. You invested already. That's one of the things. I started charging high ticket when I started investing high ticket. I paid $30,000 for masterminds. I said, I need a $50,000 program, bro. This is wild. They're not even doing what a quarter of what I'm doing for $5,000. They charging $30,000. They ain't even doing nothing. They're teaching them. I'm actually building shit for people. Do you understand? When you start paying high ticket, you start looking at like, yo, I'm not even charging a quarter of what I'm supposed to be charging. They're paying this person 20K and I'm charging 1,000 for the same shit. They doing less. Your whole mind shit changes because you like, now I understand. What are they doing? Oh, he's doing this, this, and this. That's different. His positioning, the way he's making it work, the way he's positioning himself in the marketplace. I'm not doing the same thing. I got to do that. My price points is different. I got the $1,000 offer still. He don't even offer the $1,000 offer. You see what I'm trying to say here? Those are the different that I start looking at them. Oh, that's how he's, because his is either you paying $1,000 or less, or you paying 30,000 or more. So it's like, okay, there's no in between here. You know what I'm saying? So when you start looking at, oh, this is what's working, this is what's going on. Now you replicate that in your business, and this is real funnel hacking. Funnel hacking is not taking a page and duplicating the design or the words or the video. Funnel hacking is taking a strategy and taking the cold leads to hot, to buying that high ticket. What does it take to take them through that journey, through that story? You see what I'm saying? And you want to have checkpoints at every step, right? And the story, the brand story, is going to be one of your biggest checkpoints. Think about, like, comic books. What's their origin story? Your origin story is going to be what we call in marketing their epiphany bridge. So we're going to go into my 0 to hero framework. So you're going to do a 0, put a bunch of lines. You could draw this on your board, whatever. And then you're going to do 4. What we're going to do here is going to say sad face, happy face. This is so simple. It's about to revolutionize your business forever. Once I learned it, I couldn't unlearn it. And once you do this in your business, I promise you, this is going to be one of the secret sauces, okay? So what are we doing here? This is your framework. So 0 to hero framework, we're going to customize it, and you're going to name it your framework, okay? So what is your 0 to hero process? So 0 meaning nothing started. Nothing started is 0. I'm going to do this for my business so you guys get an idea, okay? Step 1 for my business is they need to see an ad. They need to opt in, okay? So step 1 is problem aware, opt in for free review or free audit, free consultation, whatever you want to call it, right? So they opted in. They have a problem. I'm not getting customers. I'm not able to make money online. That's my problem. Now let me opt in for a review from Chris, the marketing expert, right? Step 2, on the call, needs analysis. So where are they in their process? Oh, I've only spent $1,000 on ads. Okay, you're definitely not ready for my high ticket stuff. Okay, I've never had a funnel. Okay, so you're not ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need some education. You need to go through certain things to be able to be ready to work with the type of clients I'm working with. You see what I'm saying? Same thing is going to happen to you. So what is their needs? Where are they right now? What's the gap to where they want to go? 3, now I know where they're at. Now I have a strategy. I charge them for that strategy. I see where you're at. I know I can help you. I got 10 years doing this. You definitely need to start off with building a basic funnel, 3 steps to get you leads and get you some high ticket sales. Let's start there so that we can at least get some money cranking, and then we could go into some other opportunities that I think are on the table for you. So there is where I would present the strategy and charge for the strategy. And then the last piece is execute the strategy for them, if that's what they need me to do. If they can't do it themselves, I'll do it for them. So now this right here is your 0 to 4, right? So you got 0, they don't know nothing. Then you start educating them. What's the problems they're in? They opt in. Then they need analysis, going to be step 2. Then you present the strategy, step 3. Then you execute the strategy, step 4. Now, why is this important, right? First of all, you're creating a product out of your brain. So this is the difference of, like, let's say you do a service, right? You doing a service right now is difficult for you to make money besides doing the service, correct? What this does right here, it allows you to make money even when you're not DJing. even using your skill of DJing. You understand what I'm saying? This is how you start to bring different revenue streams into your business from the same skill. So you have a skill of DJing, but now you want to figure out, how could I make money besides just me sitting there DJing and spending my time for dollars? How could I get my time back and keep the dollars flowing? The way you do it is by this 4-step process. Because as business owners, our job, typically, you want to keep it towards the high end of this process, meaning steps 3 and 4 are going to be your higher ticket services and are going to be the ones that you're charging premium price for. Okay? The 2 and below are going to be either free or low ticket offers. You see what I'm saying? So this now, what this happens is that we all been there, right? So when I was doing consulting, well, I still do consulting, but what I'm saying, when I was doing on the phone, free consultations for people, right? I'm on the calls and I'm getting the same questions over and over and over, the same responses over and over and over. I'm like, yo, this is a pattern. So we started making templates and checklists on how to structure the call, how to answer them, how to do all these things. So these are all assets that I started building for my own business to help me stop being the one answering the calls and doing all the lower tier things, right? This is how you start to get yourself out of the business, because what you can do now is through content, through funnels, you automate those lower tiers. So what happens is you have a frequently asked questions now. So on your videos, that's where your case study comes in. Hey, here's my example of my framework, and here's my frequently asked questions. You're answering those right in the case study. Well, look, I know you might think it's hard to do content when you got no money. Well, look, I'm gonna show you how to do it for free off your iPhone. Well, look, I know you think it's gonna be hard because you have no followers. Well, I'm gonna show you how to get the followers and to get the money through paid ads. Well, look, I know it's hard because you don't got the budget or this and that to scale and do the next steps. Well, I'm gonna give you the checklist and all the things and systems you need so you could just implement and copy and paste. You see what I'm saying? Every objection, every frequently asked questions they've asked, you utilize that as a selling point. That is your selling point. So I want to do some live examples right now for a couple people here. So who wants to be first? I want to go through this framework with you. I want to know what you wrote. If you wrote this down, I want to know what your 0 to 4 are. Your 0 to hero. Juan, do you want to tell us your 4-step process?
Sure, we can try it out.
All right, talk to me.
So what I'm doing now is helping nurses pivot from bedside to being a boss, right? So the 0 would be, someone coming in there like they don't have anything yet. They just ready to leave bedside nursing, right? And so the problem, well, I guess the problem is that they're ready, 0, ready to leave nursing. 1 would be, I'm gonna show them new opportunity. Yeah. So then we gonna talk about we gonna meet up and talk about, kind of like what they're into, like what their passions are, if they have an idea of what they're trying to do. Do they know what their pivot is gonna look like, so that I can have an idea of where they're trying to go. So then I'm gonna let them know what I'm gonna do for them, which is take them from starting, basis of picking a profitable niche, to starting an LLC, to building business credit, to getting certified as a business owner. I'm gonna take them through the entire process. And
would that be step 3, or would that go into step 4?
Well, in step 3, you're presenting to them. You're going through the analysis with them, right? You're telling them what you can do for them, right?
Yeah. So for the way I break it down in the strategy session, that's where like I make the plan for them.
Okay. So for them in particular, custom to them, where they are.
Yep.
Okay.
That could be the same for you, like because that's what they're doing essentially when they're picking a niche. You're choosing the strategy that you're gonna help them execute. So it's the same thing.
Okay.
And then step 4, you said basically optimizing and scaling the execution of the business, correct?
Yes.
All right. So this framework right here for her that we just created, right? This is your secret formula. This is your McDonald's speedy system. This is your Coca-Cola secret vault formula. You see what I'm saying? And these are the checkpoints, the first 4 checkpoints that we're going to take our customers through when they come through our business. Okay. And this is very important, specifically when you're doing online, because what happens is, like we just talked about, we only were charging for one of these things. Before, we were only charging for this one thing. See what I'm saying? And everything else we were doing for free. Now you are going to learn how to monetize all those other things you were doing for free. What changed the game for me was charging for the strategy. I used to give the strategy away. Hey, look, this is my whole game plan. Like I'm right now, I'm giving y'all the sauce. This shit costs tens of thousands of dollars. I'm giving it to y'all. I paid lots of money for this stuff. I'm giving it to y'all. But when I tell y'all, I used to literally give this for free to all my clients to just do $1,000 website for them. And then they didn't even want to do the website with me. They were just so over delivered in value from my strategy. I just like vomited on them all the knowledge that they were just like, just take my money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like, I don't even know what you're doing. Just do it. Like, it was just too much. You see what I'm saying? And we do that all the time. So when you do this, it now clarifies your genius. It now identifies the checkpoints, like in Mario Kart. They hit the first lap, they hit the second lap, hit the third lap. So now you're giving them easy wins and easy opportunities to work with you at whatever level they're at. So the person who isn't ready, like let's say BOD, I bet you got 100 people that hit you up for quotes. Oh, let me get a price. Oh, how much you do it for this hours? How much you do it for that? So now instead of you wasting your physical man-hour time, you make this video with your frequently asked questions like, look, these are the 5 most common hours that I do. 2-hour bookings, 4-hour bookings, 8-hour bookings. These are my price points. In between, I don't do those. If it's not this, I'm charging you the full rate. It's either going to be 2, I don't care if it's an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, make the clarity, and now it's clear. Now everybody's on the same page, and now you don't ever have to go do that shit again. And when you do it, you say, hey, there's a video for this. Go to askbod.com. And you're going to find all your answers to all your questions there. And if you still have questions, then I would love to get on a call with you and answer those. Because those are things that I haven't thought of yet. You see what I'm saying? And those are other questions that other customers could be having. Now it makes sense. But for you to answer 50 calls, answering the same 50 questions is it's a disservice for you and a disservice for them. You see what I'm saying? Because now everybody's time is being wasted. Same thing happens with the find new opportunities. The first step. So if they're finding a new opportunity, how would I position that, right? I'm gonna say, okay, the first step, when they're at step 0, they're only problem aware. At step 1, now they're problem aware, but they're not solution aware yet. If they don't know us at all, how do I get somebody who doesn't know Chris Mateo at all to do business with me? I call out their pain points. My boy CJ is going to talk about this for YouTube and the hacks for content, but you call out the pain points. You say, hey, 7-figure business earner, are you having a hard time spending time with your family? Are you having a hard time scaling your business to 8 and 9 figures because you're dependent on one key employee to run your entire business? Well, let me show you how we solved this problem for one of our clients. We put this funnel in place. We put these systems in place. And next thing you know, she was able to make $500K in 3 days. You see what I'm saying? This is when you do this, now you are showing them the new opportunity. That's why the case study funnel that we're going to build out together is so much money can be made with this, because you're giving them the example right there and showing them the new opportunity. You're kind of doing all 4 of these at one time in a way. Think about the funnel, right? They never heard of me before. They want to know what my 4C framework is to help these 7-figure businesses. They give me their name, email, and phone number. On the second page, I'm doing the video and I'm explaining to them, look at how I did the 4 C's for this person and help them make $500K in 3 days, right? Do you want this for you? Click below and let's get on a call, or buy my program and let's create a custom one for you of the same framework. So this is the way you start to now charge, because when they get on the call now, they already know you are expert, right? They saw you on an ad. Think about all the things that added what we call in marketing cognitive biases. Warren Buffett has a partner named Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger is like his secret sauce. And like that's what Charlie Munger does. He studies psychology and marketing and the brain and how people have what's called cognitive biases. There's like 24, 20 something cognitive biases. All that means is that subconsciously, we can't control things in our brain when it wants to do something. So for example, when you see the word free, you can't control your mind looking at it. Like it's just something that just you're attracted to it. It's a free gift, it's a free thing. So it's an actual cognitive bias that free things are going to make you look and are going to make more people want to purchase, right? First thing. Second thing, again, there's 20 something of them. You could Google them, but this is how these guys have made hundreds of billions of dollars, like doing this stuff, is because they're playing on the cognitive biases of people that can't control but interact with what they already naturally are part of. Just like smoking cigarettes, just like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like you're just playing to the cognitive bias of that person. So a couple of key cognitive biases, I'm gonna put these down because this actually breaks down a lot of stuff. So these are the main ones, especially talking about online. When you're talking about your story, remember the last part I said in the story? How do they get started right now? Urgency. What is the reason they want to get started right now? I'm going to be running out of tickets. I don't have enough food. I don't have enough product. I only have enough hours. I don't have enough hours in the day. Whatever it is, you are only one person. There's a way for you to add urgency, add scarcity. You add urgency and scarcity and you double your price. I promise you, you will make more money this week. This week, double your price, add more urgency and scarcity, and you will make more money this week. What is urgency? Urgency is, why should I take action right now? I'm going to reward people that take action with speed. If you take action right now, the first 5 people that buy, I'm going to give you a bonus of my ebook. I'm going to give you a bonus and spend an extra hour with you one-on-one. I'm going to give you a bonus and give you my summit recordings from 2 years ago. That's 8 hours of content. You see what I'm saying? All of those are urgency things. Or I'm only doing this merch sale for the next 24 hours. It's limited amount of time. I have to take urgency, take action now. I only got this sale for the next hour. You see what I'm saying? All of those are urgency. Scarcity is now limiting how much actual things you have. I only have 100 pieces of this product. I only have 20 of these packages I'm doing out, whatever it is, right? I'm only giving 5 people this package. These are all things you want to be able to add with scarcity so that you'll be able to add more reasons why they want to buy. A lot of times we're not making money, and it's literally because we're not following the cognitive biases rules. We're not giving them enough. If you have all 5 of these in any offer you do, you get 80% chance to win. You know what I'm saying? Like if 100 people land on your webpage, but you got 1 of these, you might get 10% chance to win. You get 2 of these, you get 20% chance to win. You get 3 of these, you get 50% chance to win. The more cognitive biases you're playing off of the psychology of your customer and meeting them where they're at, the quicker you're going to get your results and the easier it's going to be to sell high ticket. You've already proven the case. It's like a lawyer, right? We just got to hit them with the facts. Here's my story. Here's my passion. Here's the pain I went through. Here's why I charge so much money. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's all the reasons. The free. Because people are naturally attracted to free, you want to be able to play on that natural bias. And that's why we use the free case study funnel. So this is the hack. Because it's free, you're tricking Facebook and you're tricking the people, not necessarily tricking, but giving them an understanding, right? So the knowledge is free. Here's my free case study to learn my steps and my processes, right? Then on the back end, they got to pay to get on the call or to take the next steps with you, whatever they may be, right? But all of that being said, you just told Facebook, instead of telling Facebook, hey, I'm trying to sell this person $1,000 product, you're telling Facebook, I want to give this person a free course or a free video on showing them my $1,000 product. You see what I'm trying to say? What just happened there is 2 things. One, the customer don't feel like they're buying. They're just learning. I'm putting my name, email, and phone number to learn what he has to offer. That's the first thing. There's no commitment, hard sell. You need to buy this right now. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not none of that hard bullshit. You saw my ad. You have this problem. You want my solution. Like, everybody's coming to you. You see what I'm saying? So now you're in a position of power already from the stance. You're not out here knocking on doors asking for them to please listen to you. They opted in and raised their hand. I want to listen to you. You see what I'm saying? So that's the first part. When you say free, you're giving them the opportunity to raise their hand with no commitment. Free. It's free to commit. Are you interested in this problem? It's free to commit. All right, I'm in. Now I'm committed. Now it's another cognitive biases is commitment. So when it's not funny when you go on websites, there's a lot of psychological stuff going on that people don't understand. As a website builder, I had to learn these things, right? But like, let's say, for example, you see a button and it's jiggling. That's a cognitive bias. You want to click on it. Motion attracts the eye. The eye makes you want to touch. The touch makes you want to click. You click on the button. Now you committed to the first step. That first action was clicking the link in the bio was the first action. The second action, now you already halfway in there. You're like, I'm gonna put my email in. Because the problem brought you to click the link. The problem kept you on the video to watch why you should opt in. And the problem takes you to the solution. Get on the call. You already did 4 or 5 commitments. If you read my page, you watched my video, you're like 12 commitments in, bro. By the time you get to the landing page, it's almost like standing in a line for 5 minutes and then being like, I don't want it. You feel stupid. You see what I'm trying to say? You saw my ad. I targeted you with my ad, so I knew you had this problem. So, for example, BOD for DJs, I'm targeting birthday parties, and you're gonna dominate. You see what I'm saying? If you only doing birthday parties, we run ads towards birthday parties. You the expert at birthday party experiences. This is what you do. We run ads to this, and you talking to them like, "Hey, is your family or friend having a birthday party this month?" Think about the ad, bro. Just think about how simple that is for you. You have a birthday party, a mastermind, whatever you got this week or this month coming up. Well, let me show you my 4-step framework to have an awesome birthday party. Boom. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I'm calling you. You said it was $500 for the ultimate package. You see what I'm saying? My girl's birthday's next week. I need to do this, bro. Let's run it. Boom. You just made money. All you did was teach. Now you just got paid to show them how you are going to show what you're going to do for them. A lot of times we lose the battle of making money and selling high ticket because we're too busy trying to sell them hard, like the tactics. We're sitting there, oh, no, you don't understand. I got the best mixer with the best laptop, the best headphones, the best microphone, the best speakers, the best everything. They don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. None of it at all. They want to know, is this shit going to be lit? They want to know, can I say I got a DJ and I don't got to worry about that? That's what they want to know. Everybody want to know that. Can I say I got a DJ? And when I say I got a DJ, there's not 1 ounce of quietness in the place. Everyone's always having a good time because the vibe is right and the motion, the party and the motion and the energy's right. I'm willing to pay whatever for that. You see what I'm saying? But if I got to sit here and tell you, I only want you to play salsa music from the 70s and this, and this, because I got to cater, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to make you to make it to my thing. Now it becomes like, I'm devaluing what you're worth. I'm devaluing what your experience is. We customize our framework. We don't customize our business for our clients. Very important. A lot of times as business owners, we want to remodel the whole business model for them. Oh, you want to pay me $1,000? Yo, I'll go above and beyond. I'll clean your shoes. What do you need me to do? You see what I'm saying? That's not what we do. Yo, we sell McDonald's burgers, bro. You want Five Guy burgers? Go to Five Guys. Five Guys don't sell McDonald's burgers, right? They sell Five Guy burgers and McDonald's sells McDonald's burgers. McDonald's sells billions of burgers. Five Guys sells millions of burgers. They all making money though, right? That's the thing. We got to make sure we start to clarify that. So the next piece we're going to go into is the value ladder. The value ladder is going to be one of my favorite pieces. I'm going to pull up what that looks like. But all this means is the value over here goes up. Like the more you provide of a service, the more you provide of a product, the price goes up as well. A lot of times I showed you guys, we are only charging for this bottom piece, this top piece. But when we start to implement these other steps to the value ladder, that's when you start increasing your income. Because now, BOD, if you're not making money when you're not doing the actual service, but we actually running these ads, you actually could hire a sales rep to be closing deals for you online. Do you have to do the service, or can you start hiring other DJs to go use your framework and run the play? That's all I needed to hear. Eventually, the goal is every business owner, we're very passionate and our goal is to stay in our lane. But what happens is there's a very good book called The E-Myth, The Entrepreneurial Myth. And essentially it's by Michael Gerber. And what it's talking about is that a lot of times we're passionate about the skill and the thing that we do, that we don't ever end up evolving to be a business owner or an investor. We always end up being the producer. You know what I'm saying? The one that's making it and doing it. And the moment that your business is going to change is as soon as you start seeing yourself outside of that role and seeing that as just a role. And the person who's doing it is just a member of the product. They're trying to help you execute this product. But in order for you to be able to hit the most people, scale the most ability, you're going to have to eventually be out of it, because there's no possible way you could hit every single party. This is not possible. So in order for your business and for your passion to hit the masses and the levels that you want to reach in the world, you're going to have to figure out how to automate, scale, and hire and put process and systems into it. And the best part is, if you do it right and you have the right standards, just like McDonald's, you can have 15-year-olds running the shit and they'll never go below your standard because you made it that simple. But that takes a lot of time and practice and understanding and thinking from a perspective of outside of the business and not inside of the business. So the reason I say this is, now as we just built out your 4-step system, the 4-step system is your value ladder. This is the cool part. So that entire thing that we just made over here, the 0 to hero framework, right? This is your 4 steps. So nothing started, aka problem aware. For those people, that's my YouTube channel. That's my social media. That's my ads. That's the problem. So in the first step here, free, and the first step, that's all your content, all your educational, all your studies, all that type of stuff. You're just giving out the free sauce. We've been going live, giving out free game. This is all about my first level of the value ladder. Free, free, free. Give them no reason to not opt in, right? They should be able to opt in for, they're on Instagram, YouTube, wherever. Opt in to learn more, right? The next step is going to be a very low barrier to entry. So depending on what you want to do, if you're doing a problem opt-in for a free review, so if you're doing high ticket, if you're selling for more than 1,500 or above, I tell you, get them on the phone. Have them watch a video of the framework, explain to them how you do it, what your process is, and then tell them to book a call and get them on the phone. All right? And you tell them, I'll give you a discount if you call me. Because there's a known fact that if they call you, you end up getting 2 to 3 times the ROI in terms of the average they'll spend versus someone who you have to call. They'll spend more money if they call you first. So you get them to call you or book a call with you. On that call, you're selling your high ticket, 1,500 or above, right? On that call, the reason it makes sense is because now what just happened, right? Let's go back to the value ladder. What just happened is they saw your free stuff down here. The booked appointment is going to be like our second step, essentially, right? Because that's like getting them to commit to get on the phone with us. So our second step is going to be a booked appointment. And the third step is going to be your sale, your analysis. You're going to sell them the strategy session, right? That's what we said. We're not giving them the service yet. We're selling them the strategy session, right? So first step is free content. Second step is book the appointment. Third step is I charge you for the strategy session. That's my entry point. Hey, listen, I know exactly what you're going through. I could definitely help you with your business. Next step is to sign up for my $1,500 strategy consulting session, where we're going to do a 90-day deep dive on your business, create all of these frameworks that I just talked about, the 4 C's, the value ladder, all of this stuff for your business. Hands-on, one-on-one. You're going to sit down with me for 3 hours, and I'm going to chop this up with you and make sure you get the results you need. And then after that, I'm going to give you the ebook with the whole 90-day plan, and you can either work with me, or you could run it by yourself, or you could hire another team to do it. But either way, I want you to know I'm going to go above and beyond to make sure you get the best strategy in town. Now, I just took that, what I didn't charge, and I just made an extra $1,500 off of it for the strategy, right? Then the last thing I'm charging for is the execution. And if I want to add a tier in the middle, I could add done with you, right? So I could say, hey, do it yourself. I could do it with you, and I charge this much. So 1,500 is my entry point for the strategy session. I could charge you 3K, and I'll walk you through it with you. Like after I do the strategy session, the extra 1,500 is for me to walk you through setting it all up, right? Or I could do it for you for 10K, 20K, and I'll just do it a 90-day business in the box, build everything out for you from scratch, front end and back end. You see what I'm saying? So these levels and these opportunities allow people to buy at where they're at in the process. If they're only ready for free, then you only give them free. If they're ready for the 1500, then they jump in at that level. If they're ready for the 3, they jump in at that. If they're ready for the 20, they jump in at that. But the point is, you've automated and created the offers at every level, so you don't have to keep customizing every conversation. This is the hack. This is the formula. This is 7 figures right here. You having to continuously talk to every single layer of those customers is what's slowing you down, is what's not allowing you to make the high tickets more often, because you're sitting around talking to the $100 client more often. There's always going to be more $50 clients. Always. I want everybody to know that. They're going to be lined up. The free people going to be lined up. When you say 10,000, I don't need 100 people in the room. I need one person that needs what I got for 10K. That's the difference. When people think online, they automatically think, I'm going to sell $10 products, sell $1 million, and do the music method and be rich overnight. Trust me, guys, I've been doing this shit for 10 years. This shit don't work. What works a lot better is charging $5,000 to $1,000, running an ad to a case study funnel, and spending $1,000 on ads and making sure that you're going to make that back when you sell your first package. Very simple model. I put $1,000 in on ads. I have 1,000 plus product. So the least I could do is break even here. The least. If you can't sell it after what I'm giving y'all, that's not on me. That's on y'all. Because I'm giving y'all 100K plus of knowledge that I've invested, done the work to execute, but it's up to y'all to get it done. So this is some examples of Russell Brunson, $100 million man, and what he built and how he built it, right? You got the free quiz. Tell me about your problems, right? What is a quiz? You have a problem. You have a party? Do a party quiz. You got a coaching business? Do a coaching quiz. Free quiz. And all the free quiz is really it's a disguised opt-in form. Because what do they do? You remember those free quizzes back in the day? It was like, oh, what type of rapper are you? Lil Wayne, Drake, like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? And then you put in your information, but what do you have to do at the end? Put your email, your information, so they can send it to you, right? But what do they know? You interested in hip hop. They know you interested. They already got a whole, the 4 or 5 questions they ask you, they already got a product, a service, or something that they got in mind for you. You see what I'm saying? But we just weren't aware of what they were doing to us. We just were having fun, doing a quick quiz. You see what I'm saying? Then you got the free book plus shipping. So what he does is he gives you the free quiz. His free quizzes are about digital marketing. So he's asking questions like, do you have traffic? Do you run traffic to your websites? Do you have ads running? Do you have a funnel? All these type of questions, right? When they answer, depending on the questions for what answers they have for what questions, then he'll direct them to one of his free books. And it's a free book. They're paying for the shipping. I want to show you guys, like, these are not cheap books. Like, these are real expensive books that he's giving you for $10. And people are like, how? And the reason he gives this out for free, you see the free book plus shipping? Because what happens is this. He understands that he's not making money off of this. All of these things, all of these tiers of business under the invisible funnel home say, look, inner circle. The only thing he fulfills is this top part. Everything else under here, 5,000 and below, he's automating. And the reason he's able to automate and he's able to give you a book that would normally cost $50 is because his average cart value and his average lifetime value of a customer is in the tens of thousands of dollars. So it doesn't cost him anything. What's the investment of him giving you $100? He could literally send you $500 right now in cash. And it's still profitable for him because on average, out of every 100 people, somebody spends 30 to 150K to build with him. So it doesn't matter if 97, 98, 99 people don't buy. He can still afford to send out all 100 free books off of the one person that bought. You guys picking this up? Like, this is some high level shit. The name of digital marketing is the person who could pay the most for a customer wins. If you can pay $1,000 to get people to read your book because you know you got a $100,000 offer on the back end, the guy who's trying to sell this same book for what he's got it for, $50, that's what he's selling it for, he can't compete, right? Because the most he could spend on ads to sell one book is how much? $50. The most I could spend on the ad to spend is $1,000 to sell the same $50 book. So now you're going to see me 25,000 times more than him, and we're selling the same product. So who you going to buy from? Who you going to trust more? Who you going to know more? Especially when I'm doing all the stuff I just said, telling you your problems, telling you my story, telling you how I solved it, telling you how I'm going to give you the answer for free, telling you to get on the call for free. And you landed on my page, so now I know you did a couple commitments so I could retarget you now. And you gave me your name, email, and phone number so now I could call you. Hey, did you end up finish reading the book? I know you're interested about how to grow your business in 30 days. Well, we got a coaching program for 5K. Are you interested? We could definitely guarantee you results in 30 days. The free $10 shipping book just converted into a what? A 5K offer. DJ secrets, how to do the best party in the world. Coaching secrets, how to scale your business to 20K a month in 30 days or less. See what I'm saying? Business credit secrets, how to get your business credit funding in 30 days or less. And all you're doing is taking your 4-step framework and putting it into a book. And the best part about it is when you do the case study the right way, you could transcribe it, make it audio, make it a mixtape, do however you want. Just sell the shit. Sell the high ticket today. You gonna make money, I promise. We get too stuck on, I don't know, the difficulties. This guy's giving away books. You know what he did? Let me tell you how he made this book. He went and interviewed 30 people. The 30 people that is in his inner circle that he fucks with, that are his clients. He interviewed them and gave them each a chapter and transcribed the interview. Made it a book and made it a video course. Do you understand how easy this shit is? We're talking about taking interviews, conversations like we're having right now. I can transcribe this entire 3-day experience and turn it into my Harry Potter of books. I could turn this into 16 podcast episodes. You see what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how many people in the room. When I start running $1,000 on ads on this, you know how much money I'm going to make? Selling my $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 funnels? I'll give this shit away for free. Let them learn it. I want them to make 10K so then they could afford me. We too stuck trying to get the $50 for the book. I sell books. This is what I do. You guys are competing with people that are selling books. And that's why we're not winning on the online space. Because again, that goes back to Walmart. We can never beat Walmart. We can compete with Gucci though. You see what I'm saying? There's an opportunity between Walmart and Gucci. There's a big opportunity, a big gap. And that's our area to eat. You see what I'm saying? So start from the top down. Because what you do with a case study funnel, like let me show you guys this example. An invisible funnel webinar, all that means is a long form sales because you're selling high tickets. So this is when you start selling higher tickets, $1,000 to $5,000. And in that process, all you're doing is giving them an in-depth version of the case study. So the case study is a 20-minute, quick, here's my framework, here's who I am, I got results, are you ready to get started, right? That's simple. The webinar is just that with more stories, breaking down more of their fears. Oh, you're afraid that it's going to cost too much? Well, let me show you how it makes sense. Because if you get this amount of gifts, this amount of people to pull up to your party, then it's going to be a no-brainer to pay me $500 or $1,000 because that's going to be 10% of your overall earnings for the night. Whatever. You put it in a different positioning. You see what I'm trying to say? And that all the problems and all the fears they have in that webinar is like an hour to 2 hours long. And you're just going in, dropping value the way I'm doing it right now. Just give them the sauce, all of it. All of it. And you're going to find something. We get scared that we're giving too much sauce. We get scared that we're giving too much personal, too much story, too much thing. But the thing is, I don't care if somebody in the back is not hitting with this specific story. I'm talking to you. You in the front going to hit it. And then I'm going to tell another story and the person in the back going to hit it and it's not going to hit with you. But all of those points in that 1 hour conversation allow them to get on the call and be comfortable spending 20K, 50K, whatever the number is that you got in your mind. You see what I'm saying? But it took that hour to 2 hours of building the trust, showing them examples, giving them stories, and really breaking down all those common disbeliefs of why it wouldn't work. Understand that if they're coming to you, they already tried and it didn't work before. Also understand that. And you have to be empathetic to that. You have to show why it makes sense. How many people come to me and Kenny and they've been scoring by content, they've been scoring by website developers, and they're like, Chris, I just wanted somebody I could trust. I just like you, bro. I just know I can trust you. That's why they'll pay me $20,000. Because they like me and they trust me and they know the story and they know my journey and they know that I know this shit. But there's somebody out there that could probably do it better than me. I doubt it. I'm a genius. But there's somebody out there that, a Russell Brunson, he might be able to do a funnel better than me. He made 100 million. You know what I'm saying? But Russell Brunson ain't here giving the game for free, giving the sauce, talking to y'all individually. You didn't land on Russell Brunson's page. You landed on my page, on my ad. You had a problem that I had. See what I'm saying? So now I'm your Russell Brunson. And as soon as you start looking at yourself like, even though that person is the number one in my marketplace, I'm number one in my local marketplace. And you start dominating your local marketplace like the way they do it on a national, global level, you will see instant results and your business will double and triple overnight. When you start becoming the authority in your local market, what do I mean by that? I mean, listen, I am the best digital marketer in Atlanta. There is no digital marketer in Atlanta. I'm the number one digital marketer in Atlanta. I promise you that. Number one of automation, content creation. We do this in real life here. So when I start making my videos, when I start doing my ads and I start doing all this stuff and I start using that as leverage, Atlanta, you know what happens? All the other digital marketers that are in my space, they're not competing just for Atlanta. They're competing for New York. They're competing for LA. They're competing for Chicago. They're competing for all these other places where their ad budget is going. So me saturating the Atlanta market, letting them know I'm number one, what happens now? I dominate this area. Organically, my search starts going up too. So now both on the ad side and on the organics, I'm coming out number one on Google, on Facebook, on all these places as the number one DJ, number one coach, number one marketing agency. So now I'm getting free clients and paid clients, and my business is fucking booming. All because I focused on being the number one in my market. It's hard as fuck to be number one in the world. It's easy as fuck to be number one in your town. You see what I'm saying? Number one in your town is not hard. Number one in the state is not hard. It's probably like 10 people that are on number one level in your state. Figure out who they are and beat them. It's not that difficult. Because when we look at the influencers and the 8-figure businesses, they got 1 million followers. They got all this stuff. And we're like, yo, how am I going to? There's not even 1 million people in my block. Like, how am I going to do this? You get what I'm saying? But it didn't start there. They dominated locally. Me and Kenny got blessed to go on tour with Chris Gotti, who started Murder Inc. Records. On this tour, we learned what's called the Chitlin Tour. The Chitlin Tour is what every single artist from Drake, to Lil Wayne, to Nicki Minaj, to everybody who's big, started with a Chitlin Tour. Meaning, they are going around to little lounges and clubs with crowds like this, 5 to 10 people in the building, and they're putting in the groundwork in those markets. They're going to hit podcasts. They're going to hit radio stations. They're going to do blogs and all that type of stuff. And that's how it keeps going. I'm good. The Chitlin Tour. When you're scaling your business, you have to do that. If let's say we're in Atlanta, it's a big city. I'm gonna break down Atlanta into 4 markets: north, south, east, west. Right? I'm gonna identify the counties, and I'm going to start targeting advertisements there. I'm gonna start sending direct mail campaigns there. I'm gonna start being at those malls, being at those barbershops, being at those Walmarts, passing out flyers, doing whatever I got to do. This is how you scale and grow your business in real time. No fluff. Right now, go and identify your county, identify the Walmarts, identify the malls, identify the barbershops and the supermarkets, and go and fucking hit every car with some flyers. If you do this 3 times in a month, I promise you'll get 10 new clients for whatever offer you got. I don't care if it's 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000. You do this correctly, you do physical and you do digital, and you're doing the content, you're telling the story, you're doing all those right things, I guarantee you, you will have 5 to 10 new clients immediately. What does it cost to print out some business cards? What we do, this is a hack for everybody. We print out our flyers or our promotions, whatever campaigns, we print them out on business cards. So we pay $20 for 250 or $25 for 500 from Staples. Simple. Call to action on there. Hey, check out my free report. Hey, check out this offer. I got a deal, buy one, get one. Whatever the fuck the offer is. Print them out. We will go with the interns, go to the mall in Danbury and put them on all the cars. On the busiest days, we will go put them on all the cars. To the point where the mall started calling us and saying, yo, you guys can't do this. Y'all got to pay us to advertise. I'm that guy. You get what I'm saying? But I want to grow my business. I don't know how y'all want to grow your business. If y'all really want to grow your business, y'all got to be active. Y'all got to be doing your chitlin tour. So what does that mean for a business owner? A chitlin tour for a business owner is I'm doing the BNI groups. You know, the morning meetup groups for business owners? I'm doing those groups. I'm paying a couple months to be in front of my right target audience. $80 to be in front of 20 business owners that could use my service, and I'm charging $1,000 to $10,000 for my service. I'm stupid if I'm not paying $80. It's an $80 investment for a $1,000 opportunity. Community spaces, event, co-working spaces, places where you work at. This is how I grew my business in Atlanta so quickly. We went into every single co-working spaces, signed up, and went to every single event that they did. That was the formula. Very simple. And package that with the other formula I told y'all. I can't leave a room without 5 contacts. You couple those 2 things, you making money, guaranteed. My wife was super shy. Kenny was super shy. Now you see them, they savages in networking. They savages. And it's not a natural trait. It's not something we as people are naturally good at. It's something you have to build like muscle. It's something you have to work out at. You get what I'm saying? And that's what's going to make you smooth and comfortable. I used to not be able to speak like this and teach like this. Now I'm able to because I practice and put the work in. So don't be afraid to go out and touch the markets. Now, the last piece here is the home study event. So this is like a virtual workshop, kind of like what we're doing now. And this is like where you're actually helping them implement. The difference between the funnel webinar and the study course is that the funnel webinar is just a 1 or 2 hour masterclass, giving them the sauce, telling them to buy. The study course is now you going in depth with the tactics, like what they need to do to execute all that stuff and all that, and giving them homework, workshops, templates, all that type of stuff, right? So it's kind of like just a more in-depth explanation and execution of the thing, but it's all still recorded. It's all still automated. You still don't have to do it. You just do it one time. And then the last piece is the inner circle with the mastermind. So actually having access to him personally and being able to build a business with him. He charges $150,000 for that now.